Now that you're on the interstate moving at a safe speed, you need to consider when and how to safely exit. The interstate highway system signs give ample warning of exits ahead. Although most are to the right, you need to be alert for exits that take off to the left. The big unknown is what configuration the ramp is. Just as we discussed earlier, these ramps can vary from old-style cloverleafs with sharp curves to modern ramps with gradual curves. Anytime you're traveling down a highway, it's important to look ahead, even further than your following distance. When approaching an exit, you'll want to look ahead to identify potential hazards, such as a short deceleration lane or traffic entering the highway which you'll have to merge with. Move into the deceleration lane as soon as safely possible and continue slowing to your exit speed. Keep in mind, the posted exit speed limit is for cars and not trucks. Many rollover accidents are caused by taking an exit ramp too fast. Unfortunately, you can't always see the entire ramp, and even though it might look gradual, once you get into the ramp, you'll find a sharper curve. In this situation, a slower speed is always better. Don't stop scanning ahead. At the end of the ramp, you may need to make a lane selection based on which way you're turning. Some ramps divide into multiple right and left turn lanes at the bottom, and you don't want to get caught having to make a last-minute lane change. Entering or exiting the interstate isn't the most risky maneuver, but it does require an elevated level of concentration. Here are some key points. Keep looking ahead to judge ramp and traffic conditions. Watch the traffic you'll be merging with to plan your timing. Accelerate as much as you can before merging. Decelerate before entering an exit ramp to ensure you're not traveling too fast. Whenever you're traveling down any highway, you'll need to continually size up the overall traffic situation. Even if the roads are clear and dry, heavy traffic could be considered a potential hazard. Most motorists simply follow the vehicle ahead of them without regard to defensive driving techniques. As a result, with limited following distance, heavy traffic has a tendency to speed up and slow down unexpectedly. Adding to the complexity of the situation are motorists trying to gain an advantage by changing lanes looking for the fastest lane, which, of course, doesn't exist. Finally, there's the motorist who's waited until the last second to take their exit, and they're too busy cutting across 3 lanes of traffic to accomplish that to worry about anyone else's safety. One possible course of action would be to avoid large cities during peak traffic periods. Unfortunately, that's just not always possible, so when you do find yourself in this type of traffic situation, you can lessen the impact by picking a lane and staying in it. Lane changes will not be easy to accomplish, especially if 2 adjacent lanes are moving at different speeds. Get as much following distance as you can. If someone does cut in front of you, back off and gain that distance back. You'll need it. When traffic speed picks up, hang back in anticipation of it slowing down again. You don't really gain anything by constantly changing speed, and you might find you can maintain a fairly constant speed. Finally, relax and accept the situation for what it is, a temporary setback, and you'll soon be out of the city and rolling along at the posted speed limit. Overtaking slower vehicles is more involved than simply moving to the left and pulling out to pass. Let's start by talking about passing on 4-lane highways. The first impression is that the maneuver is simplified by the fact that you don't have to worry about oncoming traffic. While that's true, there are still hazards to watch out for. As you approach slower traffic, the first thing you'll do is check your mirror to see if the left lane is clear. If it is, then you can signal and start to pass. How do you proceed if the lane is blocked by traffic passing you? Your first reaction should be to slow down. Why do that if the intention is to pass? While you're waiting for the left lane to clear, you don't want to decrease your following distance from the vehicle in front of you. If that vehicle suddenly slows or stops, you'll likely hit them since you don't have an escape route to the left. Once you've matched the other vehicle's speed and you've established a safe following distance, you can take glances in the mirror to assess the traffic situation. However, don't spend too much time doing that because it takes time away from watching in front of you, which should be your primary focus. At some point, the other lane will clear and you can signal, move left, and begin to complete the pass. While in the left lane during the passing maneuver, take several glances in the right mirror to check your progress. If the vehicle disappears from your view, don't change lanes until you can establish the location of the vehicle and verify that it's safe to return to the right lane.